submit that to us today. What's the cost? What will it cost you to have your mind renewed? Renewed to be like a child. And I don't mean immature. I mean childlike. What's the cost of it? I think, and I don't want to answer for you, but I know the cost for me. The cost for me personally was that I couldn't have one foot in, one foot out. The cost for me was that I had a life and friendships and all of these things that were of the world, that were in the world. And I don't need to necessarily separate it like that. I mean, that didn't know Jesus. They didn't know the love of Jesus specifically. And it was drinking, and it was partying, and it was wayward. It was all about me and satisfaction for me. Until I met Jesus. And when I met Jesus, it was the opposite. It was about being in the light, not having secret conversations. It was about healing. It was about, I say deliverance, but I didn't know what deliverance was when I first got saved. I thought it was something weird, so I'll just continue on. And I was like, okay, well, I got to figure this out. However, all of my life and relationships were on this side. What do I do? And it didn't, again, when it came to this, I had to have the faith of a child, someone who stepped on this side and with both feet and turned my back to it and going, God, I don't know what to do, but I come to you as a toddler. Like as a toddler, I don't know how to do this. But all I do know is this. This has led me to emptiness. This has led me to selfishness. It's led me to isolation. It's led me to just a whole lot of mess. So as I've done this, I can't say I've done it perfect. All I will say is as I've tried to do this as quickly and as promptly as possible, I just continue. Will go, God. I can't start to judge all of this, and I don't know. I'm not the greatest theologian, and I don't have all of the studies, and I don't have But He's like, no, I don't. Jesus is confirming it. You don't have to. All I want you to do is need you to be renewed in my word, and which will turn you back into having a childlike faith. Seek me like a child would seek his father. To be affirmed by the Father. To be welcomed, to be partnered with as a father. I'll just share this last personal moment, and then we'll pray and get out of here. Is this? I have a 9-year-old whose name is Isaac, and we were just over Thanksgiving break this last week. Somebody, I think it was my daughter, mentioned something to him. I was going to go to the airport to pick up a family member, and he was like, "Can I go?" And I was like, I didn't answer him, but my daughter from the other side goes, "Why don't you let Dad do something by himself? You're always with him." And listen, I hadn't even thought about it like that. Why is it? Because I just genuinely enjoy being with my son. Like there's just this again, it's there's an ease to him being around me and with me that is like, it brings joy to me. Again, Isaac, he's joyful, and I say he's simple, and he's fun. He asks a lot of questions, but he's fun. And it was in that moment where I just thought this week going, I don't know how long I'm going to have this. For those of you that are parents in the room, like how quickly is it going to change from I want to go with Dad. I want to be with Dad. I want to go where they are. I want to be around them. I want to just glean from them. That you feel protected being around them. I feel like I'm provided for when I'm around them. There's being in their presence. There's just something about it. Can I tell you something? I don't care how old you are as you think to your parents. There was something similar when we were kids. I remember the same with my dad. And so I remember in that going, I remember looking over at my daughter, and I was like, no, it's fine. And then he was like, oh, he listened to her and goes, oh, okay, well, what are you going to do, Bella? And she's like, I'm probably just going to watch a movie. He's like, a Christmas movie? And then I lost. Then it was over. He's like, Dad, yeah, you can go to the airport. I'm gonna watch a Christmas movie. Um, and I say that in the sense of that I just there's such a mirrored image and illustration in that where it comes to there's comes this constant want and need when you're still figuring it out. Can I just say to all of us in this room, regardless of how old you are, you don't have to have it figured out. I think breaking of chains breaks the intellect that we're supposed to and pressured to carry around. It breaks the that's whatever that the voice is in our heads or to ourselves that says, if you don't, how come you don't have it figured out yet? You're behind. You're so far behind. You need to figure it out. Can I tell you something? That's what broke today in Jesus' name. That's what's breaking today. The renewing of our minds is coming back to needing a father, needing affirmation from the Father, and needing the truth of his promises once again. They're still for you. They're still yes and amen. Just know this. Just know you're one of the workers. You're one of the people being sent, but you're not the only one. There are reinforcements. So instead of looking around and wondering how long we've all been in the fight, let's just be thankful that we're all in the fight. Let's just be grateful and thankful that we've got called in by the landowner. The one who owns the land and the resources has called us all into this fight. And so instead of pointing fingers and wondering why they're not where they should be or why they're not further along, let's just do less fingers and more thumbs and just go, God, I'm so thankful that my name's secured in your book. God, I'm so thankful that you've called me to this field. God, I'm so thankful for the harvest that's going to be brought in, that I get to be a part of it and that I get to see it. God, I'm so thankful that you've given me the opportunity to do this, whether I have years and years ahead of me or I'm coming to the end of my years here on earth and I get to then experience it with you directly. I don't know what those are. I am saying this, that I just want to move us into a place of gratitude, but also the renewal of our minds, which is supposed to help us become more childlike. Yeah?